Hey guys, before we get started, this episode is brought to you by Drunken Gentlemen, the drinking club with killer teas, and their newest drop, The Drunkest Place on Earth. And if you're a big Disney fan like I am, this tea is perfect for park hopping with a buzz. First timers get 20% off with the code WELCOME, but my Taproom listeners, you guys get 25% off. Just use the promo code Taproom Podcast at checkout and stay classy and never spill. And now, on to the episode. All right, and we're back. This is episode 119 of the Taproom Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Oh, man, it's a little early, about 7:41 this morning. I'm out here in Palm Springs, decided to get away for the weekend. Hadn't been out here in a long time. It was just like, and I'd been wanting to check out the breweries out here, so I came down the weekend, got a pretty nice place to stay, so it's been fun. But yeah, this episode is Masahiro Kitano, brewing out of Native Son, but with his brewery, Ikasu Brewing. Man, like I had been waiting for this one to come out for a while. And I mean, honestly, it was a while that, that Masa and I talked. I want to say it was like back in, maybe December. And we were talking about doing an episode, and he told me he had some stuff coming up. So like, well, exactly that, like having Ikasu Brewing in Native Son in LA. And man, I'm just so proud of you, dude. That's so cool. The guy's like hearing his story was just awesome. And he's such like a free spirit and loves his beer and just just a really good dude. So had a really good time. He's also the vice president of the Socal Cerveceros, which is awesome. So just really stoked for you guys to hear this one, and also wanted to make sure that, follow his brewery, like his brewery's IG is at Ikasu Brewing's IKASU Brewing. So at Ikasu Brewing on Instagram. And he's going to be serving as well at Independent Beer Fest in LA, or in Long Beach, but it's a LA Independent Beer Fest. So yeah, so I'm a little tired. It's a little early, but no, it was like I said, great interview. I'm not going to give anything away. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, just a really great guy. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that. Now jumping into the interview. But yeah, came out here to Palm Springs. I went to two breweries. I went to Luchador Brewing, which is cool. It was in Cathedral City, or Cat City, I guess, as they call it. Got some food there. Got a couple beers, some good stuff. One of them, the one I would highly recommend was called Pool Boy or something like that. I can't remember. The place I'm staying at is like a Casa Palma Hotel Bungalows or something like that. It's a really nice place, really nice pool. It's not super hot, which is nice. That's one of the reasons why I decided to come out here. It was only like 91 degrees yesterday, so not too bad, but the pool was heated. It was nice. Got to have a beer in there. Pretty sweet. The next brewery I went to, Las Palmas in downtown Palm Springs. Fuck, that place is good. They had their unfiltered IPA. So I had their unfiltered IPA. I had some of their West Coast Pills. I also tried their classic pale ale. I had two of the unfiltereds. They were fucking really, really good. I got a 4-pack of that to go. Delicious. You'll see a picture of that posted later, probably on the story. Oh man, but it was really good. And, staying out here today, coming back tomorrow. It is Memorial Day weekend. And man, for anyone that served, I said my dad was in the military. My grandpa was in the military. Quite a few family members in the military. My brother-in-law, Josh, veteran. For everyone that, gave the ultimate sacrifice, thank you for doing that. I mean, sometimes it was a choice, sometimes it wasn't, but I mean, you guys paid the ultimate price, and that's why we get an extra day off. So just want to say thank you for all of that, friend, for serving too. So yeah, let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit about hockey. It's going to be a shorter intro. So let's see. I think the Panthers are up 3-0 in their series. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Panthers are up 3-0 against Carolina. I mean, I figured Florida was going to win that series pretty handedly. I didn't think it was going to be one game away from a sweep, though. But yeah, the Stars and the Oilers are 1-1 going back to Edmonton. Honestly, I still think that the Stars win the series, and I think they win it in 6. The Stars are just so talented. I mean, and plus they beat the Avalanche. I'd rather them win. So, yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much all I got. I know the NBA, not the NBA finals, but the NBA playoffs are going on, the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. I know OKC's up, I think 2-1. The Knicks are down 0-2 after 2 home games. Pretty crazy. But yeah, I think that's all I'm going to jump into. Let's jump into the interview and we'll stay tuned for the outro. Cheers. All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike, and I have a very special guest on the show today. I have Masahiro Kitano, Ikasu Brewing, out of Native Sun, LA. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Glad we got to do this.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
Right.
That's called. We're drinking the rice lager, right? The We Love LA beer that you brewed over here. Yeah, it's pretty damn tasty, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 4.0% ABV, super drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I call it drinkable, crushable, chuggable,
there you go,
and micheladable.
Oh, there you go. I love that, man. That's awesome. Cheers.
Oh
yeah, that'll get you there, man.
Right.
That's some great stuff. So I know we've met each other a couple times, hung a little bit at the Socal Cerveceros meeting. I remember Art, because I was hoping Art was going to be able to make it, but he told me he couldn't make it. But yeah, Art initially told me, he's like, man, you got to get this guy on your show.
Right.
So super stoked about it. So how did it all start for you, man?
It's a kind of long story.
It's okay.
Right.
You got time?
Yeah. So I'm a homebrewer. I've been homebrewer for a long time.
Okay.
I'd say over 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. The way it started, like I still work, but at the time I was postdoc at USC.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I'm a scientist researcher.
Okay.
Working for USC.
Wow.
Currently part-time.
Okay.
Yeah. Because of this.
Yeah.
Right. But that time I was doing postdoc. That is postdoctoral scholar.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I had a colleague. That guy is also postdoc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from UK. And his name is Ben, right?
Okay.
That is 2014 or 15.
Mm.
And we hung out a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So he always asks me when he leaves, then, hey, Masa, do you fancy a pint?
Okay, there you go. Love that.
And we hung out Melody Lounge a lot, dude.
Okay.
Right, Melody Lounge in Chinatown.
Okay.
We live close. I live near Chinatown area.
Okay.
And then one day he asked me, hey, Masa, do you fancy homebrewing at your flat? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I had no idea homebrewing, right?
Okay.
So can you make the beer at the home? And and then he had done it in the UK. So he had his own recipe, and his buddy didn't want to use his flat because his flat is super, super dirty.
Okay.
Right. So he wanted to use my space because it's relatively cleaner.
Okay.
For beer making, right?
Yeah.
Then, we started brewing. So we went to the homebrew shop, which I had no idea.
Yeah.
Right. And there was a homebrew shop in Eagle Rock, which no longer exists.
Yeah. Was it at Eagle Rock Brewing?
Or was it Eagle Rock Homebrew Supply.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, Eagle Rock Brewery, Eagle Rock Homebrew Supply, Boston. Anyway, I went to the hot shop and then I smelled it and wow.
Yeah.
Homebrew shop, it's completely different world.
Yeah.
I was so just going inside the shop, I was already fascinated.
Okay.
Right? Damn, this is good.
Yeah.
So we bought an ingredient, bought a bunch of bottles for drinking, and then came back and then start brewing. It's super simple, extract batch. I kept watching, but at the same time, I drank as fuck, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up completely wasted, fucked up.
Yeah.
But the beer was made, right? So because he kept walking, I was just fucking drinking shit.
Yeah. Love it.
Right. And then, the beer ended up, his unique recipe was ginger IPA.
Oh.
So he had a bunch of ginger into an American IPA recipe.
Okay.
Or maybe English IPA, but he used citrus and amarillo. So it's pretty much American IPA.
Yeah.
Right. And then, the unique thing is he added a bunch of fresh ginger, cut ginger
Wow.
during the boil. And it was so interesting.
I bet.
Right. I mean, retrospect, it wasn't great beer, right? Because it's, IPA, bottle conditioned, pretty much oxidized shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, it tasted differently, right? It's
Yeah.
it's not like a commercial IPA. And I'm also plus ginger shit. So I was like, what the fuck is this? This is different. And this is kind of, unique and fun.
Yeah.
Right. So we kept, making the ginger and also made a stout and stuff. He ended up leaving the country, went back to the UK.
Okay.
After a year or two, maybe 1 year. And then he left all the tools, simple, kettle, buckets, stuff like that. So he said, Masa, you have to keep brewing. And I was like, yes, sir. And he also left a book to me, right? That is Sam Corrigan, the dogfish guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the name is Extreme Brewing, I think.
Okay.
But I didn't read the book. And I trusted myself.
Okay.
So I just fucking made my first batch, right?
Yeah.
And I was, what the fuck I'm doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe he bought this. Okay, so let's do this and stuff like that. I literally learned nothing, right?
Yeah.
I was just set up him, just fucking drinking, fuck up.
That's awesome.
Right. So my first batch was disaster, total disaster. It was like a acidic, like a sour IPA, sour ginger IPA.
Okay.
Right. Because the bacteria infected the beer. I just use the tap water to chill the water. I just directly pour the tap water, which is hard to know, right? But I had no idea. And I did all the mistakes, right? And then ended up making like a sour IPA.
Yeah.
That was terrible. So disgusting. But still my friends are like, oh, this beer is good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is unique. This is interesting.
Uh-huh.
And then I started changing my mind. Okay, this is not what I want to make. You know? I want to make like a commercial grade beer, not like a fucking sour ginger IPA, you know?
Yeah.
But all the time, like all my friends liked my beer. Whatever I make, they're like, oh, this is nice. This is interesting. Like, this is, I don't like beer, but I like your beer. I don't like,
cool.
Commercial beer.
Yeah.
Because it's bitter and, but your beer is kind of sweet and that's why I like it.
Yeah.
It's sweet because it's oxidized, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was struggling that kind of stage like for many years. Anyway, yeah, that's how it started.
Okay.
Right?
And from there, where did it go from there for you? Does it just continue the homebrewing side?
Pretty much, yeah. So for multiple years, I found another Japanese friend who also homebrew, so he helped me solve many problems like that kind of, infecting that kind of basic side, right? So I no longer made like a dramatic mistake.
Yeah.
But still, there's a huge gap between the commercial level and my homebrew, right?
Yeah.
So I was like researching internet, reading books, blah, blah. It getting closer, right?
Yeah.
But I still didn't like my beer.
Okay.
Because the quality-wise, somehow my beer doesn't look as, yellow like this.
Yeah.
It's not cleared up. It always has like a haziness, right? And even if I try to make hazy, that time, I really love going the Mumford, and modern times.
Yeah.
Right? So they have like a super murky, hazy, and nice, fruity character, right? I really wanted to make that wanted to copy that kind of style. And then I copied the ingredient, made it, but it ended up always like kind of purple looking. That is also oxidation, right?
Yeah.
So I've been struggling for a long time. And then eventually COVID hit.
Yeah.
Right. And then I had more time to spend,
there you go.
Right. To do research. And I decided to invest to buy the keg system, right? Kegging system.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean, just move the beer into the keg and serve it from the keg.
Yeah.
And that basically solved all the issue.
Oh, wow.
Right. So bottle conditioning which is, you move your beer into the bottle with sugar and then cap it, right?
Yeah.
And after that, yeast started second fermentation and then carbonate and you drink beer, right?
Yeah.
But the packaging process involved like exposure to the oxygen a lot.
Yeah.
But if you directly move your beer from the fermenter to the keg, then with good practice, the chance of the oxygen exposure is very minimum. That's what I learned. Now I'm so happy with that. It's like, okay, now I made it.
That's great.
Like a near commercial grade beer. After that, it's like that was a huge jump for me. Right. So I was so happy to make a decision, but I was so unhappy that I didn't make the decision earlier.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, and it's kind of cool. Like even when you talked about like doing the little things, it is just kind of like honing things in, right? Like, little by little. And I feel like that's, any brewer has a similar story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to that stuff, like just wanting to make things perfect. But then even when they are, you're like, fuck, I can still make it a little bit better. Kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's always, the space for the improvement, right? Regardless of the, equipment and, stuff like that. So
yeah. And when did you join the Cerveceros?
2021.
Okay.
I think, yeah, if I'm correct.
So yeah, so still during COVID?
Right. Kind of still right after COVID-ish.
Yeah.
Still kind of feel like in the middle of COVID era. Yeah, so I was looking for homebrew club that I can join. And then I did research for sure, right? And there are some, Marathon Falcons and Long Beach. There are more. But all the places feels like a little far for me because I don't own my car.
Yeah.
I only own my fucking bicycle.
Yeah.
Right? And then Falcons, they do the monthly meeting like a far north. Yeah. Northridge or somewhere, or even more. And I check out all the places and they all feel like far from me.
Yeah.
Right. And then Cerveceros, it feels like I couldn't find like an exact location, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like a downtown LA-ish, like a greater LA, whatever-ish, right? I checked out the website, right? And then it said we are like a Latino-based homebrew club, and the website like fucking black and ghetto-ish, right? What the fuck is this? Like, okay, so this is my last option.
Yeah. That's funny. And now you're the president.
No, I'm VP.
Oh, VP, vice
right,
president. There you go.
Yeah, right. So one day I listened to the podcast by Sarah Flora. I think she used to be a member of Cerveceros.
Okay.
Right. And she had like one episode dedicated to this, the Socal Cerveceros. So Tyler and the Lorries and the Ray, they show up and they answer the question and they introduce the Cerveceros, right? That changed my mind. Okay. These guys are not as like, what I kind of expected, right? This guy looks kind of decent, right? So, not choro. So, all right, cool. I give it a shot. So I contact them and join the club. At the time, it's still, again, the COVID era. So like they didn't have the in-person meeting that time. So all the meetings are on Zoom. And that was actually good for me. So like on Zoom meetings, so like I introduce myself, and then they have like an educational session as well. So I was impressed. All right, cool. This is not just hanging around. Homebrew club. So like we have education sessions and stuff, right? And then we had the first in-person club meeting a few months later.
Okay.
Right. At the Pacific Plate. Monrovia.
Yeah.
And then it ended up just, drinking. Right?
Of course, yeah. Gotta be some drinking involved, right? That's awesome, though. I mean, and they're like such a great organization, and it's really cool to see like a lot of the people in there.
Yeah.
Eventually becoming like pro brewers or opening their own breweries and
Right.
doing stuff like that. It's such a like awesome thing to see.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, many members jump into the pro. Well, including me. Many also kind of left because of that. Because they're busy.
Yeah,
right.
Life
no longer
happens.
Chance to do the homebrewing, which I didn't want to do. So I'm still sticking on the cerveceros. I'm trying to, homebrew, but I understand it's difficult, right? Because you brew during the, weekday and then weekend still brew. But I still want to stick on the homebrewing because it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been homebrewing as like an experimental setup, right?
Yeah.
So the style I do homebrew is I always make like 2 batches, 3 batches at the same time.
Yeah.
And then, with slight difference, right? Like a hop A, hop B, hop C, or yeast ABC, or grain ABC, or temperature, or pH, something like that, right? And then do the sensory analysis after that. And then, okay, this is better, or this is nothing. Then this is how, I learn something, right?
Yeah.
It's so difficult to do it at this scale. So, yeah, the part of the reason I want to still stick on the homebrewing. I know it's difficult, but yeah, I restart homebrewing soon again. But yeah, I'm also homebrew crab. I still want to stick on forks, choros.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah. For Ikasu, for you, like, how did that all come about? Because, I mean, obviously we're at Native Son and like John's such a great guy. Is that how it all kind of started? Like, was it through John?
Yeah. Right. So basically Art introduced me to John.
Okay.
Right. So, after doing the homebrewing for a long time, I really wanted to jump into the industry, right? And then I applied for some brewery, and then they say no.
Okay. It happens.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
And then, one brewer said, like, you know what? Like, you have PhD, and then, to jump into the industry, I did like a BJCP, judging certification, then the Cicerone thing, right?
Yeah.
So I believe if I have BJCP and Cicerone, maybe they are interested, which never happens, right? So, oh, Cicerone, cool, bye, right? So it didn't work. And then also at the industry, it's busy, right? It's super tough job.
For sure.
Right? And then you have to start from the bottom, for sure.
1000%.
Like, washing keg for many months.
Yeah.
And then now Sarah work for many years.
Yeah.
And then now you are allowed to touch a brew house, right?
Yeah.
And then after multiple years, you are allowed to contribute to the recipe development and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is one pathway, right? And I wasn't sure if I want to take that pathway that time after, failing a few times. I reached, I started rethinking, like, is this the real thing, I wanted to jump into, or is there another pathway, right? Especially, I'm homebrewer. Homebrewer never fucking start their homebrew from washing keg for 3 months, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to take different pathway.
Okay.
Yeah, from my end.
Yeah.
And then I was looking for something, and then, okay, so now my goal is opening up my brewery, right?
Yeah.
Then I made my brand. So I spent a week, making a logo, right? Website, which is completely new thing to me.
Okay.
Like, there's so many things to learn.
Yeah.
Right? And then I approached a actual brewery.
Yeah.
Because I got a rumor, they are closing down, and then they're interested in selling their entity to someone else. And then I contact them.
Yeah.
And then they're interested into me, right?
Yeah.
And then it started moving, which eventually didn't work out because so many reasons, especially including the finance and the stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to talk too much about this.
No, you're fine.
Right?
Yeah.
But I actually learned a lot about, owning your own brewery isn't You know?
Yeah, it's a lot harder than just brewing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So
There's
like
a lot more, so
being
much
a
more goes into it.
brewery owner, including a tap room and the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And hiring, right, staffing, and also getting like capital that is usually like over a million, right?
Uh-huh.
And what the fucking bank, you know?
Yeah.
Lend you the money, right?
Yeah, of course.
Nobody, you
Yeah.
know? Because I have no background, right?
Yeah.
So it's so tough, right?
Oh, I bet.
So I got stuck that way, right? And then I already spent some money for like doing that kind of stuff, but ended up not working out. And I was fuck, you know, this doesn't work. Kind of depressive
Yeah.
moment. And then I introduced the John, the owner of the Native Sign, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Native Sign, you know, I'm local, right? So like,
Yeah.
I know here, right? Used to be modern times. I was here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got introduced to John. And then John was looking for someone, you know, who can do contract brewing
Mhm.
using their brewery space,
Okay.
right? Because this place used to be a brewery,
Yeah.
modern times. And at the Native Sound, they still brewed.
Yeah.
But since the last head brewer,
Yeah.
JP,
Uh-huh.
yeah, who left.
He went to, was it Benny Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he helped me a lot,
That's great.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, since then, nobody's brewing here.
Hmm.
So he wanted to have someone who can rent and then brew beer,
Yeah.
right? And then they can buy my beer, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh, okay.
right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, John's such a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like he was, I still like every once
I
in a while.
listened to the episode,
Oh, yeah.
right?
He's so like articulate and like just so knowledgeable too about
Right.
the business. It was really like that. What was it? It used to be called pasta water.
Pasta water?
Yeah. He used to make a beer called pasta water. It was
Oh,
like an
yeah?
Italian Pilsner, I believe it was. It was so good.
Damn,
Yeah.
I have to try it.
Yeah.
Too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy. You know, he's not someone who tries to, you know, like squeeze money out of me, right?
Yeah.
Not at all. So like he's someone who is like the biggest supporter of me, basically.
That's
He
great.
wants to, you know, me to grow up my business and eventually live here,
Yeah.
you know, to open the other location, right?
Of course.
So he's awesome. You know, it's so funny. It's like whenever we had a meeting, right? Like let's say 12 p.m. or 9 a.m. whatever.
Yeah.
And he always asks me, you know, hey, do you want a beer? Sure.
Mhm. Of course I want a beer.
Right?
There's a beer shit in the woods.
Yeah. So like regardless of time, like at 9 a.m., we started, you know, pouring the beer and then had a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So like, that time, you know, I was like, maybe I think I like this guy.
There you
know?
go. That's yeah. He's such a great guy, man.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You for the actual name, how did that come about for you? What made you choose that name?
Right. So I was looking for some unique name, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Japanese. I grew up in Japan. And then I came here to some tribe when I was 30 years old, by the way. So, you know, I'm Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Authentic Japanese. And I wanted to use that kind of aspect or, you know, into the name,
Yeah, of course.
right? And you know what? Like most of the brewery, I would say like 95% of the brewery names, either location
Mm-hmm.
or the owner's last name, right?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Definitely.
So I could use my last name, Kitano,
Uh-huh.
Kitano Brewing.
Yeah.
That sounds unique,
It does. It sounds
Right.
cool. Yeah.
but I didn't want to do that,
Yeah.
you know, like a lack of I don't want to say that.
Yeah. I got you. No, I got what you
But
mean.
yeah, that's not me. That's not me, right? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I wanted to have some like a unique, like a Japanese sound, like how to pronounce, but you know, still pronounceable, right?
Yeah.
And then I listed up those kind of names, right? Like a Japanese short word,
Okay.
right? And some are already taken, and some are not. And this Ikasu thing, like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say Ikasu actually. Ikasu is, I mean, cool, right? Ikasu, we say in Japan, but that is something, you know, my generation,
Okay.
Gen X or like early
Yeah.
millennial
Okay.
say. Gen Z, I have no idea about Gen Z in Japan, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't say that.
yeah.
Well, maybe, full circle.
Maybe everything comes back around.
Right? Now maybe they are saying it in Japan, but I don't know. But yeah, so this is something, I kept saying when I was in Japan, oh, Ikasu thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw something cool, oh, Ikasu, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I really like the name. And then also the bonus was the Ika means squid. So that's how I kind of made this weird logo, like a hop plus squid.
Yeah.
There's no squid themed fucking brewery.
Yeah. I love that, man. That's cool. I love the logo.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Did you just design it yourself?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I have like expertise with Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, throughout my job actually. So I like using Illustrator. So this is something I really enjoyed, right, by myself.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wanted to ask you, because I always love to ask anybody, like your favorite styles to brew and drink, or before we get into that, I'd like to ask what the challenge was for you, obviously just going from brewing to the upscaling, kind of a pro level. What was that like?
Right. Well, so firstly, I did collaboration with Arts District and
with Alex
Monica.
and Dave over there.
Yeah. Right. So when I was, I think it's 2 years ago or 3, right? So I was always hanging around Arts, Highland Park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awesome. Highland Park's great.
Right. Yeah. Highland Park is, unfortunately for me, the closest brewery from my place.
Okay.
It's 0.7 mile from my house.
Right? So you're there in 3
so
minutes.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm there. I've been there always. Not now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I've been there. And then also, I hung out at the Arts, right? One day I was there and Dave told me, so we used to do the collab with, the homebrewer, and then made a pro-am batch to submit to GABF.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right. So, and he was we had it can be internal competition of homebrew club, right? So they did it before with the East Side, and then they hosted internal competition, and then winner recipe can collaborate with Arts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he suggested me something like that. Okay, fucking forget about the competition. I'm the guy who collaborate with you.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love Arts District too. It's so good.
Right. I love that location. I love the space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so we did it. Yeah. We did a collab batch there, right? So I had a recipe, it's pretty much linear, increment, basically.
Uh-huh.
I think Dave tweaked a recipe a little bit, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And it ended up great, because my recipe is super aggressive.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take that risk. Something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But throughout the process, I learned a lot, right? Well, I learned a lot, but that is same as I learned through what Ben did before at my house, right? So I watched that shit with drinking, right?
Yeah.
So I not half, quarter or 1/10 understand the process. Okay, it looks kind of similar, but there are so many complicated, valving thing.
Of course.
Right.
And every system's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you did the collab, I think, with the pro brewer before.
Yeah, I did one with Burn and Daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
you think you can brew their system right now?
Oh, I mean, I remember obviously all the most of it, but when it comes to pressing the buttons and doing all the other stuff and hooking up the valves, I don't know.
Yeah. And they did, Dave did it so quickly.
Yeah.
Pip, pip, pip. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, that's what Dario for me. I was like, just tell me what to do, and that's what I'll do.
Right.
Yeah. But it's such a fun time, though. I'm sure that was super exciting for you.
Right. Yeah. So that's a good starting point, right? And then I also did another batch at Santa Monica Brew Works.
Okay.
Right. And then they showed me everything too.
Yeah.
Right. Avery and James, Austin. They're so nice people.
I love is it the hot dog on a stick, the shandy? That's such a good like summer beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. So when you came here to this system, like what was that like? Like obviously getting that kind of like adjustment kind of period with the system.
So luckily though, this system is basically same system as ours. So I can ask whatever question to Dave.
Okay.
And Dave helped me a lot.
That's great.
Right. So those valving and also, those buttons and the stuffs, right? This Premier system is used pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Highland Park use Premier system, same. They have like a way more complicated. Well, ours has way more complicated than here. So this one is kind of simplest, which is good for me.
Yeah.
Right?
And you don't have to worry about going in the elevator up and down.
That is horrible.
Yeah, when I talked to Alex, he was telling me about that. I was like, man, that seems like it could be a rough day if that elevator breaks down.
Yep. No. I mean, still though, we have like a logistics issue because that space is so tiny.
Yeah.
Ours has like a big space, right?
Yeah.
But here, well, Dave complains about like they have like too much space.
Yeah.
But here it's completely opposite. Like too compact, right? Even, the pallet doesn't go through here. So like you have to, break down all the pallet and to move the grains and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's really physical. And everything is so physical, like manual.
Yeah. Keeps you in shape.
Oh, yeah. It's really good. Like I'm fit.
Yeah.
10% or 20% fit than before.
Oh, there you go. It's awesome. So back to the styles, I wanted to ask you, I know I mentioned it before, like your favorite styles to brew and drink.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. I think like a style to brew is pretty much same. Oh, okay. I have the answer.
Okay.
Favorite style, maybe hazy.
Okay.
Because my hazy is non-boil, so it's short.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So maybe hazy. It's easy.
Yeah, and tell the listeners what the name of your hazy is.
Hazy shit.
Yeah. Love it. We'll have to try that one next.
Yeah. I'll bring that one right now.
Yeah. Oh, we can try it. I can pause. All right. We're back. We got that hazy shit. So cheers, man. There you go. You got a little milk mustache there. Well, that's good stuff, man.
Right. So this one ended up magically West Coasty.
Oh, yeah. Right. I can see that.
Right. And it's not murky, hazy, right? My intention was like a little bit having more murkiness, but I ended up having the biofine to clear the beer up to reduce the astringency issue. So maybe I added too much biofine that cleared up beer this way.
Yeah.
But ended up like a super West Coasty. Not
delicious though, man.
Right. And it has like a hint of dankness, And of course, like tropical fruits, like a mango, passion fruit, like characters.
Yeah. What hops did you use?
I used Citra, Nelson, and Motueka, and Harto Blanc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong, man. That's good stuff.
Right.
So your favorite style to drink, you said hazy? Yeah. Okay.
I love hazy. Yeah.
Okay.
But, I usually, maybe, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But, like to make and like, what about styles though, by the way? Maybe not Belgian style.
Yeah.
I'm not good at making Belgian beer at home.
Yeah.
I failed so many times, like a Belgian triple. I really wanted to make something like Duvel, like a Duvel, Moutgat Duvel.
Yeah.
Right. Belgian Golden Strong Ale. I love that beer. I tried to make it and it ended up shit. Literally like smells and tastes like shit. I recently got to know Tyler, now the new head brewer of Audiograph, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And he used to work, his previous position was like monkish. And they made like so many.
They make fantastic. I just
Belgian
had
beer,
their,
right?
They have one called the Belgianish Blonde. So good.
Right. Yeah.
I had it
so
yesterday.
good.
Yeah.
I love their Belgian beer.
Yeah.
Of course, hazies.
Yeah.
But, Belgian's so good, right? And then he shared some insight with me. So like now I kind of try to make at least one Belgian beer.
Okay.
In our tanks.
Yeah.
Luckily, one tank is broken.
Oh, okay.
No temperature control. that is perfect for Belgian beer making. That's what he told me. So don't control temperature.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, cool. So, at my homebrew, I always try to control the temperature, right?
Yeah.
And that's how, that could be the reason why I failed. Like, just free rise and then, leave it and just wait.
Yeah.
So that's something happening soon here, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a Belgian here?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like it. There you go. And I'm not like the biggest Belgian person, but I do enjoy them every once in a while.
Yeah, I want to start from Saison, which is at least most successful style so far I made.
Okay.
Right? So Saison, using some interesting Japanese, spices as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, was there because obviously you were drinking with Ben, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was there like a craft beer that you had for the first time and you're like, dang, this is, what beer could be kind of thing?
Yeah. So my first craft beer exposure was Stone IPA.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Just a classic Stone IPA?
Right. Classic.
Yeah.
Just Stone IPA.
So it's a good one.
Yeah. And I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, especially when it's like a Stone, obviously was super like danky and stuff like that. A lot of times our palates just weren't ready for something like that. When you go from like, a macro to something like that, you're like, what did I just put in my mouth?
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I was like a Kirin Sapporo guy, right?
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah.
Right. So like then moved to here, 2012.
Yeah.
Right? Firstly, I was just keep drinking like Dos Equis and the stuff, and it tastes like Kirin Asahi, right?
Yeah.
I love it. And then someone, hey, so this is kind of hot right now.
Yeah.
This is Stone IPA. Try it, and fuck, this is what?
Yeah.
So bitter, way too aggressively bitter.
Yeah.
And just bitterness to me is like too much.
Okay.
Because I wasn't,
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you don't want to make
I wasn't
it bitter.
ready.
We also, I feel like with beers too, like you don't want to make it bitter just to make it bitter, like there has to be like, I always kind of equate it to like, if you make like a hot, like salsa or like a hot chile, like you can make it just hot and it'll taste like shit.
Right.
But you have to have the right flavor to it. I love it when it's super hot, but it's got to have flavor too. Right. You can't just I'm going to burn your mouth off just to do it,
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like it's the same thing with bitterness. Like it's best when it can accentuate, the flavor. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there are lots of flavor in Stone IPA, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like a dang. And all those flavors are new to me, right?
Oh, of course,
that dankiness, firstly, like a piney, citrus, and also this bitterness, right?
Yeah.
Everything is so new to me, and I was like, oh, no, not for me,
Yeah.
But, slowly after that band showed up, and then we started drinking the craft at the, Melody Lounge, wherever, and then start buying the bottles like Eagle Rock, Populace IPA,
There you go.
And then I got used to it, and then now I started liking it, right? So, but my, initial impression of craft beer was bad.
Yeah.
I hate it.
This is not good.
No.
And now it's one of your jobs.
Right?
Yeah. That's awesome. Isn't that like crazy? Like a story can happen like that. It just so happens, you befriended a dude and he wanted to homebrew in your place.
Yeah.
And then it just led to this.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So random, I picked up. So
it's kind of feel like, man, it's when you know.
Right.
When you find something you love and you find something you truly care and are passionate about, like some people are too scared to take that risk. But kudos to you, man, for fucking doing it.
Yeah.
It takes balls to do that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kudos. I don't ask this question very often, but I'm just kind of curious because obviously you're starting your thing here. Like the state of craft beer isn't obviously what it was, like say like 10 years ago. It's still growing. For like every 6 that were closed, breweries that were closing, 5 were opening, right? Yeah. So it's still like, stuff like that. But I wanted to ask you kind of what are your thoughts on like the state of what craft beer is or where craft beer is right now?
I mean, so good question. How to answer?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So like there was a boom like a decade ago, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
like everywhere, like new breweries open, right? And then local people liked it, right?
Yeah.
And then came and then closed,
Yeah.
right? And so many people blame the COVID,
Yeah.
crashed everything. But I don't think that is true,
Yeah.
right? So, now you look around, only good brewers are surviving, right?
100%. I feel the
Right.
same way.
Yeah. So, you have to be good.
Yeah.
In terms of everything, like not just only making beer.
Yeah.
Making good beer is base, right?
Yeah.
It must,
Mm-hmm.
right? Plus, you have to consider like a marketing and you have to do
Uh-huh.
blah, blah,
You have to have a good location,
right?
foot traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And food,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah, everything. So you have to strategize. Otherwise, you fail, right?
100%.
Yeah. And then you look around, only those successors doing successful job, they are doing all good job, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is the current state of the craft beer right now, especially in this area.
Yeah. And one of the things I kind of feel too is when, like, even though, like you said, like the places that are making great beer, you see those ones expanding. Like you see in multiple locations, like even Brewheadia opening up their second location in Chula Vista.
Yeah.
So when you see stuff like that, you know that there's, if you can make great beer, but I always feel like too, like sure, there's still some in industrial parks, but I feel like you kind of need to have a place that's not in an industrial park now. Sure, there's some that will survive, but you need to have a great location.
Right.
And
I mean, like a Burning Bridge, Ogopogo, they have a West Covina location.
Yeah.
They're doing super well there, right?
Oh, 100%.
That place is beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
So, So like if your OG locations kind of, like foot traffic wise, not ideal, then, you have to think or strategize that way, right?
Yeah, so, I think in the food halls, their breweries are killing it in food halls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like you're already there. You can get food. You can get, a lot of them are obviously super dog friendly.
Right.
And then you have a brewery right there. So you can go get beers.
Yep.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you kind of see it going? Do you feel like it's kind of going in that same direction? Like in the next 5 to 10 years?
You mean this craft beer scene?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah. I think so. So like now, after the saturation and then now kind of stabilized this way, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm not that kind of person, but my personal guess is yes.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of going this way for a little bit, maybe like 5-10 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long as like you keep making stuff like this, man, you're gonna be doing this. You're gonna have your own place soon. So.
And name the weird name.
Yeah, that's a great name. If you were gonna open up your own spot, and eventually you will, where would you want it to be? What city?
Oh, great! That's a really great question. Yeah. I mean, I love downtown LA first.
Oh yeah,
right?
Of course, it's home for you.
Yeah, pretty much. So it'd be ideal to have some location in downtown.
Okay,
that'd be perfect. But I understand it's difficult. Anywhere else, like Torrance, like Japanese, communities.
That'd be great, yeah.
Because, I'm Japanese and then I brew like a Japanese inspired beers. Customers may, be interested and also interaction with those like, Japanese restaurants and stuff.
100%.
Right? Distribution wise as well. So, yeah. Maybe, that kind of South Bay area.
Okay.
Would be great. But, open to everywhere, basically. Right. But, if I open the taproom, foot traffic, yes.
Yeah.
But it's kind of difficult though, because, like a zoning kills you, right?
Yeah. So, and it's so expensive everywhere.
Right. So this place, I'm still puzzled how they open the fucking brewery in the middle of downtown, right?
Yeah.
So, usually the breweries are in those kind of industrial area, industrial park, right?
Yeah.
But here it's so weird, literally in the middle of downtown.
Yeah.
And then this kind of brewery is there, right? Why?
Yeah. It's good because even like I think the first time I ever came here, well, it was modern times.
Yeah.
But it was so many years ago.
Right.
And then Art told me he's like, man, you got to come down and talk to John and Native Son. I was like, sure, whenever he wants to do it. So eventually it came down, we got it all planned out, and I walked in, I was like, wait a second, I've been here before, but I had never been to Native Son over here anyway. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, so in that sense, I think Modern Times did a great job.
Oh, 100%.
Building the brewery in this area, right?
And it's a beautiful tap room.
Oh, yeah.
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 Phenomenal looking tap room. And they have food here now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
House of Wing. Their wing's freaking good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, freaking good. Yeah. Highly recommended. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to give them a whirl sometime. Do you remember your worst brew day? Maybe at the homebrew level?
Oh, man. So many. I can't count how many. Yeah. Yeah. So many. So many. Maybe, yeah, I have a few examples, like, at the real beginning. So I was stopped up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just brewing stopped up. Since after that, I switched to the propane burner. But at the beginning, I just did the stopped up and then put the 5-gallon kettle or something. Maybe smaller one. But even just 5-gallon kettle, it's kind of hard to move around, right?
Yeah.
And it's fucking hot. It's boiling hot, right?
Yeah.
So I was carrying that fucking hot kettle, and then I have to chill the wood. And I had the, the Imagine chiller, but it doesn't fit because it's stopped up, right? So even I try to move the chiller, then the fucking fan is like an obstacle. So I couldn't do it. Okay, so I first moved this kettle to the sink, but a sink doesn't fit the fucking kettle, right? So I put something on the, the sink and then put it onto that and then, and then share the wood, right?
Yeah.
And somehow off balance shit happened. And I spilled the wood fucking all the way into the floor. I didn't burn myself, but that is very disastrous. Like wood fucking everywhere.
I bet. Yeah.
Right? In the kitchen.
Yeah.
Hot water. Maybe it sanitized my fucking fucked up.
Yeah, probably.
And I was also drunk that time. Like I invited my friend that, hey, fucking homebrew. Right. So now I try not to drink while brewing,
there you go.
Until the end of the day or until, I figure out everything. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now is the time I can, start drinking.
Yeah.
At least one pint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a safe bet, just in case.
Right. Yeah. Don't get drunk while brewing.
Yeah. Listen to live by. It's great. One of the things I love is hearing you talk about all the people that have helped you along the way.
Yeah.
What does the craft beer community mean to you, man?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so fucking amazing. Everyone, literally everyone has tried me to reach this point, right? Firstly, Dave, he's my biggest mentor.
Yeah,
right?
That's great.
Yeah. So he's been helping me a lot. Yeah. Whatever I ask him, he immediately answer question, perfect answer, right?
Yeah.
So great. Not just Dave, David's, my number one member. Right?
Yeah.
But, Alex for sure. And Jesus at Arts District, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, in this area, everyone literally Hiram Park, Kevin, Keenan, they help me a lot, Whenever I have questions, they answer me because I'm already there. Then, hey, Kevin, what is it? And he answer me, no hesitation, like secret of Hiram Park, but no hesitation, which is really great, right? Yeah, homage, everyone, Nick of homage, he answer me all the time questions, right? And now Tyra at audio, right? So everyone so open, and Boomtown, Ben, right? And Amber, they're so nice,
Love that.
And Ben solved the problem of the glycol system here.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's so great, so helpful. No hesitation.
Yeah.
Super good. Yeah.
That's great, man. And That's what I mean. I love it because everybody just wants everybody to be better.
Right. Yeah.
And they want to, it's like, yeah, of course there is competition, but it's not that kind of competition. Right?
Exactly. So like, we compete in terms of the quality product.
Yeah.
Right. We are not like, hey, that brewery sucks. We don't say that, right?
Yeah.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
Their beer
stars
sucks.
on
Come
Untapped.
another place. Their beer all shit.
Yeah.
Try my hazy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, which one is the shit?
I love that. That's so great. Oh man.
So like, that's not the way, the industry works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we just compare with like quality and maybe like a marketing strategy, but we don't give shit to the other places, right?
Yeah.
And it's really healthy, I would say.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I have just a couple more things I want to ask you, but I do it because I know you're a big Dodger fan. You were at the game yesterday?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Last night game was fucking great.
Oh yeah. Who did they play?
Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the Dodgers won. Oh, there you go. Because I know they lost on Friday.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Yamamoto pitched and then they lost on Friday. I watched the game here. And then I was shit. That Friday, all LA teams lost, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it was what the Lakers, Dodgers, and Kings,
Yep.
But Dodgers. I mean, I know people are like were freaking out like during the losing streak, but I was like, dude, they're gonna be fine. Like they have way too much talent on that team.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, I always tell like my dad like is a worry wart when it comes to the Dodgers. I'm just like, dude. You're fine. Like they're going to be there at the end for more than likely. So
right. Yeah.
But yeah. And how far is Dodger Stadium from here?
From here, I would say 3 mile ish.
Oh, that's super
right.
close.
Because from here to my house is 2 mile, right?
Okay.
And from my house to Dodger is 1 mile.
Oh wow.
Right.
There it is. Oh man. The last couple things I want to ask you. First one is desert island beers.
Uh-huh.
You can either pick a style or you can pick an actual like, let's say like ism, like Western Standard Time or like something like that. And then one domestic.
So the domestic one is like a macro, right?
Yeah.
That is modern. Yeah. That is modern special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, maybe Sapporo Kirin, but still Modelo.
Okay.
Golden standard.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And what about for your craft?
Craft wise, maybe I'd say baseball.
Okay.
Highland Park.
Ooh.
That is what I always drink.
It's a solid one.
Right.
I mean, Highland Park just puts out like just bangers, man.
Yeah. I always order the baseball at Highland Park.
Okay.
Always. Like, especially at the first beer. So they stopped asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I always.
So they just have it ready for you as soon as you walk in. There you go. Hey, it's always cool when they know your order already. So. Yeah, my buddy Luis at Level Up. Every time I walk and he sees me, he's already pouring his Call of Broody. It's like a West Coast like kind of green tea, like West Coast pills with green tea. So good.
You have to try matcha.
Oh, I'm down.
Try it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me pour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to? We'll try it real quick before we finish up.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the matcha. Is it the matcha tart?
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Yeah. No, I could drink that every day. Like, especially like on like a good, because sometimes I go hard on the IPAs on Saturdays.
Right.
This would be a good, like perfect Sunday beer because you get that kind of like, that acidity to it.
Right.
But it just goes down so clean.
Right.
Yes. That's fucking delicious, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's
great.
I'm
so happy with this beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, as you should be. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I do the same way.
Yeah. What all went into it?
Obviously matcha powder. But this is the best style is Goza. That is German sour beer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not Belgian sour beer. So it's way cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not mixed fermentation. It's just a lactobacillus for souring and then just normal fermentation after that.
Yeah.
The unique thing is the Goza usually comes with the coriander and salt, which I added too, right? Like the coriander contributes to like a lemony, aroma.
Yeah.
And saltiness for sure, right? I didn't shy adding those spices. Basically like a linear conversion from my homebrew scale.
Okay.
Right. So far I made the Goza at the Arts and and Santa Monica, and they're a little bit shy. But maybe they ended up adding maybe no, right? So like I just didn't shy. So like I put everything I got, right?
Yeah.
And I really like that result. So like a solid goza plus hint of matcha. It's kind of have earthy, kind of earthy, woody, soily.
Okay.
Right. That is matcha character. Not super expressive. If I say matcha beer, then people can expect like a green looking shit, right?
Yeah. And it's not hazy shit, right?
Yeah, so like that only happens if you add like a matcha powder into the grass.
Yeah.
So like it's like a michelada mix basically, right? But I really didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I added a matcha into the tank like a dry hopping.
Okay.
So like it's a dry matcha basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Eventually those powders all settle down into the bottom of the tank, right? So it doesn't translate into the look. It has some like a greenish
a little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
But it's really subtle, right?
Yeah.
And the contribution to the taste and the aroma is way, way more subtle than what you expect. But it's here.
Yeah.
Right. And I really want, the customer enjoy that kind of experience rather than having like a, getting matcha latte at the cafe, right? So.
Of course. No, but you did a freaking great job on that one, man.
Thank you.
Last two things. One of them I left off on purpose. But the first thing I want to ask you is your favorite food to pair with a beer. I know you mentioned wings earlier. Is that like your go-to to have with beer, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, wings. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Wings great. Here the wings. I love buffalo sauce.
Okay.
Right.
I was going to ask you if you had like a specific flavor you like.
Yeah, definitely buffalo and lemon pepper.
Okay.
Right. They both work perfectly.
Yeah.
Right. But wings, tacos for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your go-to protein?
I like fucking fatty, oily shit.
Okay.
Like cabeza, lengua, those kind of stuff.
Okay. Hey, there you go.
Right. If available though.
Yeah.
But mostly el pastor, chorizo.
That's my go-to chorizo. Yeah. El pastor is bomb though too.
Yeah. I usually avoid pollo. Kind of boring.
Yeah.
But sometimes if I get pollo, pollo is good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Also, asada. I'm not a big fan of asada either.
Okay.
Kind of feels boring. Yeah. But again, sometimes when I get it, I'm so amazed, right?
Yeah.
So like no ultimate answer, but I tend to like the fatty stuffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always said chorizo. So like I'll get asada tacos. Like I feel like asada is almost like the Pilsner or lager of a brewery. Like and I don't mean that in a bad way because I love Pilsners and lagers, but I will try their asada. And if that's good, I know everything else is probably pretty good.
That makes sense. Yeah. Right.
Because like there's sometimes you go in and their asada is like super fatty. And it's like, I'm not trying to bite into a big old piece of fat when I'm eating a taco.
Yeah,
I just want the meat part of it. But I could be in the minority in that. So.
No, I don't think so. But asada to me is like a little bit too much like a protein-y.
Yeah.
Like and kind of a little bit like bitey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be done right. Like if it's done right, it's really good. But
right.
If it's just kind of like run of the mill, kind of bland, and then I'm not like I'm
like
probably not gonna go back to that place.
Yeah.
But chorizo, if they have that, I'm gonna order that 100% of the time.
Chorizo, it's hard to fail, no?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty easy to make. If you make a chorizo taco and it's not good, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. You're in the wrong profession, man. Oh, man. So the last question I left off purposefully was, and this is something that I got from Drennan. He told me to always end the interview ask you in an interview by asking this question. It's if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Oh, damn, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
One word, right?
Yeah.
Asshole.
I love it. No, I love it.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Your final answer. Oh, you want to stick with that one? All
That's
right.
fine. Yeah.
I love it. All right. That's a great way to end it. Oh, man. Well, thank you for letting me come down here, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for sitting here talking with
It
me.
was fun.
Oh, it was super fun. And like, honestly, anybody listening, obviously support, he's at Dr. Hazy Shit on Instagram, but also, come down to Native Son. I mean, come down, try, his brewing, his beer, Ikasu Brewing. It's fantastic. I'm gonna probably have a couple more before I take off. So.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have to get some shots. But do you guys have any events coming up here?
Great question. So like I'm planning to host BJCP.
Okay.
Yeah, beer certification presentation thing.
Okay.
And how to pass the fucking exam, right?
Okay.
So like I'm BJCP national judge. So there are so many things I can share with you to pass this exam as with like a minimum effort as possible.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, I studied like, tons of shit." Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do that. You have to understand the rule.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to share, right? So it's going to happen here at the Native Son.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know if this release date before that. And that's going to be next May 7th at Native Son. Yeah, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, if you can make it, come. The other event, I try to keep releasing my new beer. Maybe now all the tanks are pretty much full.
Okay.
So, but I try to make the pace of like, one new beer per 2 weeks ish.
Okay.
And I post it on Insta and then check it out and come. Usually Friday, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I'll be pouring at the Southern California. No, that's too, maybe. But I'm pouring at the Southern California Homebrew Fest that happens in Temecula this weekend.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So like that is too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I can always mention it. I can mention it on the intro for next week.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, thanks again, brother.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah. So Masa's so funny, and he's just like eccentric's not the right word, and I don't mean that like in a bad way at all. He's just such a really good dude, and he's just electric is what I would say. He's just he was such a fun guest to have on, and I knew a little bit of his story prior, but being able to hear it was pretty awesome. So super stoked you guys got to listen to that, and yeah, I mean, I would love to do another episode with him and, maybe like some of the other cerveceros. I think that would be really fun. What else we got? Next week's episode is the Burning Bridge episode with Erica. Then the week after that is the paperback. And then one with, I believe, with Tim from Brand Name for Brewery. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Enjoy your long weekend. And I'm going to go drink some beer in a little bit. All right. Cheers, that fam. Oh, and don't forget to support local, drink local, and find your beer. Cheers.